Hey now, welcome to Freedom Sufferer Cards video number 439. Sit down, man. And today, it is time for the playoff preview, round 2. That's right, man. It's time. I would like to first congratulate all of the teams who have moved on to round 2. There were a lot of tough matchups. My predictions ended up with 5 wins and 3 losses, so that's pretty good. However, I would trade all of those positive predictions for just one that I got wrong. One of the 3. The Leafs. The Leafs are out after a hard-fought series against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Minnesota Wild, also another choice that I made. Tough series against the Blues, and the Bruins against the Hurricanes. Those were the only 3 I got wrong. The rest went as planned. So, to talk about these next matchups, I will start with the only team that swept. The Colorado Avalanche swept the Preds in 4. There were some good games. I did pick my Predator game breaker to be, of course, Connor Ingram. Came in, looked pretty good. He had no business being in there, but injury after injury, came in, looked pretty good, but not enough. So, we will start with Nathan McKinnon. I said star power, man. In round 1, in only 4 games, he had 6 points. So we're talking about over a point a game. 5 goals in those 4 games played, plus 3. Gabriel Landeskog, we're talking about the captain. 4 games played, 6 points, over a point a game, 3 goals in 4 games. One of those being a game winner, and he was plus 1. Then you got Mr. Mikko Rantanen, man. 4 games played, 5 points, all 3 of them over a point a game. 5 assists, mind you. Of all those points, he was just setting people up left, right, center, plus 2. And then we go to their blue line. Unbelievably, you're thinking, how could Cale Makar, in the regular season with 86 points in 77 games, how could he follow that up in the playoffs? Well, 4 games played for Mr. Makar. 10 points, man. 7 of those being assists, 3 goals. 10 points. He led the team in the first round, 10 points in 4 games. I did not stutter. You heard me right. Plus 4, one of those being game-winning goal. Taves. I did predict Taves to be a difference maker. 4 games played. 5 points. 5 points, man. 4 games played, 3 goals again. Over a point a game. You want offense from the defense, and it does not get any better than that. And in net. Scary injury to Darcy Kemper as he got a stick caught in his goalie mask. He played 3 games, 2 wins, no losses, 1.63 goals against average, and .934 save percentage. Man, crazy numbers. Then when he got injured, Mr. Goalie of the Year, rookie Pavel Francouz. 2 games played, 2 wins. Goals against was a little high at 2.97. Save percentage of .902. So at least just slightly over 90% of the time he's going to stop it. Did an admirable job filling in the gaps. Hopefully Kemper comes back soon and fully healthy. And the game breakers I'm choosing. Nazem Kadri. 4 games played, 3 points, just under a point a game, and plus 3. Solid, 2-way player, everybody knows that. Nichushkin also, in 4 games played, chipped in with a game winner, 3 points. So I'm expecting him to do a little bit of the same. And this guy right here, Andrew Cogliano, only 1 game played, but in that game, he scored a goal, and that goal was a game winner. big time, man. Cogliano, I believe, from the GTA. So that is hard to defend against. Let's not kid ourselves here. But they're going to be going up against the Blues. St. Louis Blues, who took out Farnham's the Minnesota Wild in 6, won the series 4-2. They got some big performances. Gonna look at their top 3 forwards of the first round. David Perron, 9 points in 6 games. Over a point a game, significantly. Ryan O'Reilly, my game breaker. Look at him, man. 6 games played. All he did was get 5 goals and 8 points. Perron also had 5 goals. Tarasenko, the other member of the three-headed beast. 6 points in 6 games, 5 goals. That top 3, 5 goals each. Madness. And then from the defense, they chipped in. Justin Falk, 4 points in 6 games. 4 of those were assists. All of them. Colton Parayko, 6 games played, 4 points. Had a goal. Did have a goal, but he was +6. Always a dangerous player. And in net, they had the carousel again. Started with Husso. 3 games played, 1 win, 2 losses. He did pick up a shutout, but his goals against average of .302. Ooh, not so good. Save percentage of .906. Not bad. Still over 90%. These days, that's not bad. And they ended up having to go to Mr. Binnington. Binnington, 3 games played, 3 wins, goals against average of 1.62, and the save percentage of .943. 94.3% of the time, that's being turned away. See all that little foily madness all over him? These little speckles? We've been seeing some speckled performance from him in the past, man. This year, very inconsistent. But I'm telling you, he's looking like the same guy that brought in that Stanley Cup a few years ago. And they're game breakers. Kyrou, 6 games played, 4 points. He did also have a game-winning goal. Look at this foily. Dang madness, man. Cannot find a Barbashev card. He's part of the Barbapapa family, you would think. But I think he's going to do something special, too. He got 6 games in, only got 1 point for the Blues. Not too bad. -3, not too good. But he's just got that Barba truck. I'm telling you, Barbashev will make a difference. Will it be enough? Who knows? And I saw Calle Rosen, ex-Leaf there. 5 games played, didn't pick up any points. He was an even player, but that's the kind of guy you expect to get a goal in the playoffs. They got a couple of injuries too, but not as many as they did in round 1. Scandella's still day-to-day. Krug day-to-day. Mackenzie McEachran, LTIR, upper body. I would not expect him back anytime soon unless they make a really deep run. So that being said, Colorado is too tough. I'm thinking the Avs are taking this in 5. Madness, man. You just cannot. I don't think that the Blues are going to do it. That's just my gut instinct there, and it's going to be hard for anyone to do it, but I don't think it'll be the Blues this year. Now next up, sticking in the West, we got the Oilers, who just had a hard-fought 7-game series. By the way, 5 of those matchups went into Game 7, so the record is 7 in the total of the playoffs. Most likely, that record is going down, man. All the way down, yeah. Madness. Connor McDavid showed up in Game 7. That's just what it all came down to. He is absolute greatness, and rarely do you see the best player in the game walk away without a title. I think it's just a matter of time. Will it be this year? I don't think so, but it could be. And on the other side, they'll be going up against the Calgary Flames. We got the Battle of Alberta back, man. Calgary, also hard-fought 7-game series over the Dallas Stars. We got 2 teams, 2 tired teams. No one's at a disadvantage here. They both played just as much hockey as the other. Both got a couple of injuries that aren't expected to get better, but not too much. Other than that, they are pretty even. Now, who am I going to pick between Edmonton and Calgary? I'll tell you shortly. But we should start with this man, star power man, Connor McDavid. 7 games played, 14 points, 2 points a game. 2 points a game, 4 goals, 10 assists. For those of everyone saying Connor McDavid is all just about himself, really? If he wanted it to be about himself, he would have the Rocket Richard Trophy, not Austin Matthews. He just passes because he's got to do that kind of thing. You know, he's a team player. Believe it or not, people hating on this guy, give your heads a shake. Best player in the game right now. 10 assists, 14 points, plus 10. Madness. Not to be outdone, Leon Draisaitl picked up 9 points in 7 games. 5 of those goals, 4 of those assists. He was a -1 though. Contrast to McDavid's plus 10. Leon looking like he's got to work on his defense a little bit. 1 game-winning goal as well. One of the guys I chose as my game breaker ended up number 3 in points. Vander Kane, 7 games played, 9 points. 3 people over a point a game. 7 goals, a goal a game. 2 assists, plus 5, 1 game-winning goal. He has looked amazing since signing with Edmonton. We got the Nuge. 7 games played, 5 points, plus 1, 2 goals, and 3 assists. No game winners there, but very, very solid series for him. But on defense, I talked about Bouchard. Here he is, man. 5 points, 7 games. Very, very solid for a defenseman. All 5 of those were assists. But who led them in points? You would never believe this. Cody Ceci, 7 games played, 6 points, plus 8, 1 game-winning goal. Who is this guy, man? Really? I remember Cody Ceci on the Leafs. I don't think that's the same guy. Everything's trying to tell me it is, but if you look at those numbers, I don't know about that, man. What an outstanding round 1 for him. Tyson Berry, 7 games played, 3 points. He also had a game winner. Getting game winners from the back end. That's 2 defensemen, 2 of their games that have been won. 2 of the 4, 50%, you do the math, have come from the back end. Very key to have. And then in net, Mike Smith. Let's go to the old school Mike Smith right here, shown with the Coyotes. 7 games played, 4 wins, 3 losses, 2 shutouts, goals against of 2.29. Pretty good nowadays. And a save percentage of 93.8. Madness. Sparkling stuff. Outstanding. And the game breakers. Why not spread the boldness, man? Josh Archibald, 6 games played, 1 point. That point was an assist, but I expect him to get a big goal because he's just bringing that baldness down, man. Things are getting too hairy in the Battle of Alberta. He's got to bring the baldness. Puljujarvi, 7 games played, 2 points, plus 1, 1 goal. He's got a lot to prove. Expect when everyone's guarding, McDavid, Draisaitl, Kane, the Nuge. Expect Puljujarvi to get a couple in there. Yamamoto, one of my choices for the game breakers as well. He had 3 points. One of those was a goal in the 7 games played. Always dangerous. They need the depth. Of course, you can't forget about Mr. Darnell Nurse. So they've got weapons. They do. But they've also got holes. And you need a team that forechecks and hits and is gritty to expose those holes, man. And that's the Calgary Flames. All led by Mr. Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau. 7 games played, 8 points, 2 goals. Both of those goals, though, were game winners. I mean, he was a plus he was just even. But during the season, this guy was like plus 1 million, plus 64, plus 1 million, same thing. So that's a big drop off. You would expect that, but you still want your top line to be plus players. And this is where it could hurt. And you got Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk. Nice little upper deck portraits here. 7 games played, 6 points, just under a point a game. Only 1 goal. That surprised me. He's a -2. It's another thing. You don't want your top line being minus. Draisaitl -1, Tkachuk -2, Boudreau's even. And how did the other dude do? We got Lindholm. Foily, dang man. This man, 7 games played, 5 points. All fine and dandy. But he's a -3. 1 game winning goal. So you put the minuses, you put the pluses together. That line got 3 of their 4 needed game winning goals. You live and die by the sword. And on defense, Stone picked up in 4 games played, 4 of the 7, he picked up 3 points. I don't have any cards of that Stone. 4 games played, 3 points. Outstanding and a +4. And then Rasmus Andersson, in 7 games played, had 2 points. That was their next leading defenseman in points. 2 points in 7 games. Already a huge difference between Edmonton and Calgary there. Rasmus Andersson, he's got to turn it up a bit. -5. A lot of their top players in the minus. There's one guy that isn't. Jacob Markstrom, 7 games played, 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 shutout, but a goals against average of 1.53. Amazing. Save percentage 94.3. Both of these goalies on Edmonton's side, Smith 938, here 943. Very little between the two goalies. Markstrom has a much better goals against average. I think going down to the goalies, Calgary takes that battle. And then their depth, their game breakers. This man, Giovanni. 7 games played, 2 points, 1 goal, but that goal was a game winner. And that's what you're going to need. I chose him as a game breaker. And he got that big goal. Milan Lucic, again, I chose him. He didn't do what I expected him to do. 7 games played, he got a point. He was a -2. That point was an assist. But the Battle of Alberta is going to get tough. It's going to get aggressive. And this man should bring the fear. He should bring the fear into the eyes of the Oilers. I can't wait to see what happens in this series. Expect Lucic to chip in with a goal as well. Maybe 2, maybe even 3, man. But with all this aggression, you need someone to chill things out. You need to get Doobie rolled. Roll the Doobie line. He played 7 games. Look at that nice little swath there. He played 7 games. 0 points. +1. Doobie's getting a big goal. I'm telling you right now, man. Just roll with him. Roll with him. Get him rolling. Doobie. All right. Tender injuries. Aforementioned injuries from earlier. Clefbaum, LTIR. Don't expect him back. Monahan, LTIR, hip. Tanev, however, is day-to-day. He might come back pretty soon. All of this said, it is going to be a 7-game series, and I am going to say, I've been going back and forth on this one. I mean, Calgary should win. Based on the regular season, Calgary should win. I want the Oilers to win. I mean, I have friends and family that like both of them. I'm picking Calgary in 7. It's hard. This one could easily go both ways. That's my call for now, today at least. All right. Now heading over to the east. Taking things down. Heading over to the east. It got pretty interesting in the east now, didn't it? You got the Rangers and Pittsburgh that took a deep, crazy, filled with overtimes as well, just hard-fought series into 7 games. I don't like how it all went down with Sid, to be honest, but I did pick the Rangers to win. They did win. The Rangers won in 7. 1-goal game. Not much to separate those two teams, but not everything went the way I expected. I expected Shesterkin to have better numbers, but in the end, he made the saves sort of like Fuhr. It's not about how many you let in, but the ones that you don't let in at the right time. And they're going to be going up against the Carolina Hurricanes. They beat the Bruins. They beat the Bruins in 7 as well. Crazy series. Hard fought. Teams blew each other out of the water on the road. They did not do well. At home, they did. And then Game 7 was tight. Carolina got the better of them. Boston made a desperate last-minute effort to try to tie the game. Came up short.
Man, can't talk right now.
But it is what it is. Well done, Carolina. Well done, New York Rangers. And now this is one of the most intriguing series for me, personally. Do not know what's going to happen here. I haven't even made my choice for this until I'm doing this live right now for you. And I will come up with my decision shortly. So the Rangers were led
by this man,
Zibanejad. 7 games played, 11 points. 8 of those were assists. Just an assist machine. 3 goals. None of them were game winners. He was +2. Pretty good. Leading the way. Cop. I can't cop a card right now, man. 7 games played. He did have 7 points. 4 of those were goals. And of course, Chris Kreider, continuing what he did in the regular season. 5 goals in 7 games played. 7 points. Point a game. He's a point a game, just like Kopp and just like Zibanejad, over a point a game. He was a -1 though. Same thing as Draisaitl. When you're an offensive guy, all you got to do is just come back every now and then. Play a little bit of back checking, and he could become one of the best forwards in the game. 2-way forwards. I don't like seeing the minuses on the talented guys, but it is what it is. A little bit of Willie Nylander-esque. 2 game-winning goals. Again, if you're going to be a minus, and you get 2 game-winning goals, and you're getting 5 goals in 7 games, maybe you could look past that kind of thing. Showed up, though. Another one out of point a game. The bread man, Artemi Panarin, man. 7 games played, 3 goals, 7 points, 1 game winner, +1. At least is on the right end of the plus-minus. Kopp did have a +4. Of course, it's the only one I do not have a card of at the moment. But on defense, leading them. Just like the Avs, almost leading them in points, 1 point away. Got Adam Fox. What a player he is. 10 points, 7 assists, 3 goals in 7 games played. None of them were game winners, but he is pretty much a game winner. This guy is, in my eyes, untouchable on that team. Keandre Miller chipped in 7 games. He had 4 points, +2. Only 1 goal. It was not a game winner, but every goal counts.
This man,
Igor Shesterkin, 7 games played. He was human, just like the other side of that Eastern matchup with Vasilevsky. 4 wins, 2 losses. He played 7 games. Goals against average of 3.67. Way too high. He somehow managed to still have a save percentage of 91.1. So yes, he did let in a lot of goals, but he did make a lot of saves as well. The backup, when needed,
Georgia.
2 games played, no wins, did have a loss, so he came in relief a couple of times. Goals against average of 2.3. That's better than Shesterkin significantly. And save percentage of 93.5. So that lets the Rangers know they have options. If Shesterkin struggles early, maybe they go to Georgiev early. We shall see. We shall see. Game breakers.
Bam!
Jacob Trouba. Game changer, we'll say in his case. 7 games played, only 1 goal, 3 points, +4. But he changed that series. When that elbow came up a little high on Sid, that's what I didn't like. That's what I did not like seeing. I do not like seeing stars of the game with multiple concussions getting hit like that. Give me a break. I would say take out the instigator rule after seeing that. The only way to stop it. Anyway, I'm a little bit too Don Cherry right now and gotta get a little bit more Ron McLean.
How's that sound, man? Bam!
Laffy. 7 games played, 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. I knew he would be a game breaker. He didn't get a game winner. There's a new series right now. Big game player. Oh, Slappy. Told you, I'm telling you. Philip Cheetle,
man.
7 games played, 2 points, 1 goal, but that goal was a game winner. So expect it again. I'm telling you, man. These game winners, that's everything. That is everything. And he's got that game-winning mentality right now. All you need is that one. He's going to think he's Wayne Gretzky from this point on. Injuries. Got Goudreau, day-to-day, lower body. Sammy
Blaze.
Injured reserve with his knee. Wouldn't expect him back. So Rangers looking pretty good. A little iffy in net, but we shall see. They'll be going up against the Carolina Hurricanes. Toivo Teravainen led the way. 7 games played, 7 points, plus 7. Look at those 7s, man. Lucky 7s all over, man. 2 goals. 2 goals. Vinny Trocheck. I did use this card the first time around. No problem at all, man. I love Trocheck. He's a great player. 7 games played, 7 points, 3 goals, plus 6. None of these guys have any game winners yet, so you're wondering, who got these game winners for them?
Bam!
Sebastian Aho. 7 games played, 5 points. 2 of those were goals, and 1 of those goals was a game winner. And then you got Svechnikov, Mr. Magic Hands. 7 games played, 4 points. 3 of those points were goals.
There you go,
man. Finding his touch again. He was a -1. So you got that Teravainen and Trocheck, who's always hustling, great two-way player, in the high pluses. You got those other 2 flashy guys hovering in the negative. Anthony DeAngelo, like I said, wasn't a big fan, but I expected big things of him. 8 points in 7 games from the back end, plus 6 and 1 game winner. So you got a game winner coming from the back end again. Jacob Slavin, 8 points in 7 games. 2 of those were goals, plus 10. What a series he had. And in net, there was no Freddie. Like I said, Leaf fans know. Day to day for Freddie, no one knows. He missed the whole first round. And you had the backup come in because they had Steljovic also got injured. And then you got Antti Ranta, who came in to be the starter. 6 games played, 3 wins, 2 losses, no shutouts, but a goals against of .237 and a sparkling 92.7 save percentage. Good numbers by Antti Ranta. And their backup, another backup, I don't have a card of this guy, maybe in the European cards. Kachetkoi or something like that? Kachetkoi? No idea who he is, man. 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss. He held down the fort. 3.3 goals against average, save percentage of 900. Not too shabby for a guy I have never heard of. Like I said, held down the fort in the game breakers. Max Domi came in, 7 games played, 3 goals, 5 points, plus 6, 1 game winner. Expect more of that from him. Seems to be having a fun time in Carolina. Nino Niederreiter, 7 games played, 4 points. 3 of those were goals, and 1 of those was a game winner. There are your game winners right there, man. And of course, more of a game changer, Jordan Staal, who loves shutting down the other team's opposing stars and top forwards. He did a great job. He did an amazing job shadowing all the top-end talent that Boston has, and Brisebois and Marchand and
Pesta, man.
Jordan Staal. He did manage to pick up a goal and 3 points in those 7 games. But his offense isn't what I'm talking about. He was +2 as well. He's just dangerous. He knows what to do. He knows what's needed. And their injuries, like I said, Freddie day-to-day, lower body. Jake Gardner, 2x Leafs there. LTIR, long-term injury reserve, with a hip problem. And Jordan Martin, lower body day-to-day. All of that said, Carolina, New York Rangers.
Oh, man.
I'm going with the Rangers. No, I'm not. I'm going with Carolina in 6.
I just changed my mind just like that. It happened too fast, man. Changed my mind. Yeah. All right.
That was tough, just like that. Again, this series could go any way. I feel like changing it again to the Rangers in 6, but yeah. No. Carolina, I guess this one is the hardest one for me right now. We're sticking with Carolina in 6, man.
All right.
And to close it off,
Yeah.
we will be closing it off with Tampa. Just came out of a series. We've got Tampa versus Florida. It's going to be an amazing series. I cannot wait for it. Leafs were the losers against Tampa in 7 games. It was hard fought. In the end, separated by just a single goal. Extremely equal. This one hurts, but I will say, just get this out of the way, I am proud of my Toronto Maple Leafs. They played great. They were right there. Don't fire the house. Don't make a crazy makeover. Stick with it. They did amazing. They played great against the back-to-back defending champions. Closer than anyone has been able to come in the last 2 years. That cannot be denied. They set it themselves to one of the hardest matchups, if not the hardest, they've ever had. That includes losses. All of that being said, they are the back-to-back champs for a reason. And they've done it again. They've gone through adversity. A couple of Game 7s. No problem at all. Will we get a Game 7 here? We shall see. How did they do this? How did they beat the Leafs and overcome Matthews 9 points and Marner in 8 points and amazing goaltending by Campbell and bad goaltending, some of the inconsistent, we'll call it, by Vasilevsky? Well, Kucherov, as you see here, with his flag representing a country I don't want to talk about too much right now, man. 7 games played, 8 points, 2 goals. He was a -5. See the trend there with a lot of these stars? He was exposed, but still 8 points in 7 games. Not too shabby. Ross Colton, before I bring in Mr. Palat, Ross Colton couldn't find a card of his either. 7 games played, 5 points. That was second. That was second in points as a forward on their team. 3 goals. Ross Colton, and one of those was a game winner. He's a -2. Andre Palat, who I chose as the game breaker, third in points for forwards. He had 5 points as well, 3 goals as well, and 7 games played. But he was a +2. First plus player there.
Madness.
He had a great series. Really solid series against the Leafs. And Stammer, how did he do? Well, dropped off a bit. Only 2 goals. He had 4 points, 7 games played. He was a -2. Like I said, I don't know what the Leafs could have done differently. They did a great job neutralizing their star players. Look at him holding up that cup. Will he be doing it for a 3rd time? We shall see. He's got the pedigree. Again, it's not the goals he scored. It wasn't a game winner, but it's the time that he scored them. At the beginning of the game, a couple of times. He's just always ready to go. Braden Point. Get well soon. He did get injured last game, so he shall be day-to-day with a leg injury. He tried to come back a couple of times. It just wasn't happening. 7 games played. Did pick up 2 goals, 4 points. He was a -6. 1 game-winning goal, though. Did manage to make a difference when he did play. But let us all be serious here. On defense, talking about making a difference. 7 games played, 7 points. Point a game, 2 goals. Very strange to see this, but against that high-octane offense that Florida could easily bring as well, Against the Leafs, he was a -2. No game winners. Again, they held their stars in check. But Tampa's got depth. Ryan McDonough, 7 games played, 3 points, +1. One of the rare pluses there. He's going to have a big series. He's going to have his hands full, that's for sure. And Vasilevsky played all 7 games. Get ready for this if you're a Vasilevsky fan. 4 wins, 3 losses, goals against average of 3.4, and a save percentage of 89.7, under 90. Say what you want. They say if you expose the goalie and cover and neutralize the other team's stars, you should have a good chance of winning. And chance they did. But there was one man who had to make a difference. Game breaker. I cannot find my only Nick Paul card here. That's probably the case for most of you. And that's usually what a game breaker is. Someone that just comes in, everyone knows about the stars. But these guys, these hard workers, blue collar players, just come in, get their big goals in the playoffs. 4 points in 7 games played. Of course, it's nothing crazy. He had 2 goals. Both of those goals were game winners. That is crazy. That's what happens when you're in the right place at the right time, when you have no quit. Nick Paul did that. He did a great job at that too. And of course, Corey Perry, expect him to be another game breaker again. 7 games played, 2 points. Both of them were goals though. -4. He's an agitator though. He agitates the calmest of people. So Tampa's looking good. They're looking loaded. They were tested. I don't know if it gets any easier for them, because on the other end, you got the Florida Panthers, who won in 6 over the Washington Capitals in a great series as well. All led by my number 1 game breaker I chose, Mr. Carter Verhaeghe. I'm using this card again, man. Outstanding first round. 6 games played, 6 goals. And you're thinking, wow, is that it? No. 12 points, 2 points a game. 12 points. That's as good as a game breaker pick you could have, +8. It gets better. 3 game-winning goals. The dude nearly won it on his own. 3 game-winning goals. Can you believe that? What a first round. Carter Verhaeghe, 12 points. Amazing. Claude Giroux, late pickup at the deadline. He was questionable whether he was going to play. He did play 6 games, all 6. He got 7 points. Looks okay to me. Over a point a game. 2 goals, or 3 goals, sorry. +5. Carter Verhaeghe was also +8, as I said. You got a little difference here. Florida is reliable both ends. They're great forwards. They're great defensive forwards. We got Barkov here. Look at this star power, man. Barkov picking up in 6 games played, 6 points, 2 goals, 1 game winner, +8. Star power. Love Barkov. Jonathan Huby Duber thing, man. 6 games played, 1 goal, 3 points, +3. Admittedly, off the pace, ridiculous pace he had in the season where he got 115 points in 80 games. But now he's at a half a point a game. He's still solid. He's doing everything right. He is just playing both ends of the ice. Don't worry about the points. They will come. Aaron Ekblad, from the defenseman here. You got 5 points in 6 games, +2, 1 goal. Beauty. He wasn't expected to come back so early, but he did and played all 6 games. Forsling, picked him as well as a game breaker. He was a +10, 6 games played, 2 points. Both of them were assists. Pretty good. And in net, there was only 1 guy who played games. Just like Tampa Bay. Look at this beauty. Number to 50. Acid seismic gold, man. Star power, yeah. Sergei Bobrovsky, 6 games played, 4 wins, 2 losses, goals against average of 2.79, and a save percentage of 90.6. Little inconsistent, but good enough. I cannot wait to see Bobrovsky versus Vasilevsky. That's going to be amazing. We got Bennett, Sam Bennett, 2 N's, 2 T's, and a couple of B's, man. Like I said, he was going to get a couple of B's, and he did. LeBeau, 2 of them. Exactly. 3 points in 6 games played. He's +2. You got Mason Marchment, another game breaker pick. 4 games played, 1 goal, 1 point. He's a -3. We shall see if he comes back. He is currently day-to-day, upper body. And then Mackenzie Weegar, 6 games played, only 1 point. He was a +4. But I see a goal. You see here, from the defenseman, I see a goal coming from him, man. Look at that. 0 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals, 7 goals. That's what I like to see when I'm choosing a game breaker. All right. Injuries. Aforementioned Marchment, day-to-day. And Marcus Nutavara, long-term injury reserve, upper body. I don't know. Don't know if he's going to be coming back. And now, time to make my prediction. I want Florida to win. I'm going to be honest. They are, for a while now, my second favorite team. I want them to win. But I think Tampa Bay is going to win. And I think they're going to win in 7. We shall see. We shall see. So that is the round 2 preview. I hope you enjoyed this. For those of you that sat through it, or watched it in segments, or just gave it a like, any of that, thank you for your time. Let me know your thoughts, if you agree, if you disagree. I mean, I was 5-3. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good record for hockey playoffs. If I'm still over 50% after this round, I will be happy, because it's just getting harder and harder to choose now, as it should be. Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of those around you. Don't put anybody in the danger zone. And I will see you all soon. Real soon.